What's up, YouTube? For today's video, with a full Octopus and Squid Pokemon team. Now, the Octopus and Squid fall under the Cephalopod category, which is pretty interesting. Put a couple of little pictures here. And we've got Squid, Octopus, Cuttlefish, or Nautilus. So, a very interesting bunch of animals. And I thought I'd do this separately to the other team I did the other week, which was the Jellyfish one. Now, if you want to check me out on Twitch, people, this is where I do all my theme teams, live Pokemon sweeps, stuff like that. Links in the description there. Come and drop me a follow. That's a really, really good place to be if you want to see everything live. So, the first battle, this is against Zarsha. And we have a Como lead here, which is interesting. And I've only got 5 Pokemon on my team, if you have noticed. So there's only 5 Squid and Octopus Pokemon I could, come up with. And I looked through all the Pokemon, and these are the ones that I felt that actually fell under the Squid and Octopus category. So this is a Trick Room, a Destiny Bond set, and I've also got Topsy Turvy on here and Superpower. I've got Max Health and Max Attack with Brave Nature, and I've got Everlight as the item and Contrary as the ability. Now, I did do a Jellyfish team last week, so I know someone's probably going to be out, but what about Tentacruel, something like that? Jellyfish was put in a separate team last week, so if you want to check that out, I included all the Jellyfish Pokemon, like Jellicent and stuff like that. So anyway, we got this interesting matchup here. We got the Como getting hit by the Superpower, and then it ate a berry. I was like, it's eating a berry very, very early, and it's going to be a Key Berry, boosting his defense. Then it used Iron Defense. Straight away, that gave me the hint that it's probably going to be a Body Press. I was like, okay, I got a good little plan for this. So in case got Topsy Turvy, what Topsy Turvy does, as the name suggests, it's going to flip everything upside down. So those positive boosts are going to become negative boosts. It's +3, now it's going to be -3. So I'm like, man, Superpower's going to do a lot of damage. But then Como went for another Iron Defense, so it was still -1. So it was still pretty good. I was going to be hitting very hard, and Como would be in a pretty bad situation after that. I just went for another Superpower here, but Como is going to be swapping out due to me having Topsy Turvy. So that was a nice little counter there. Topsy Turvy is a situational move, but in that case, it worked out very, very well. So we got the Mr. Mime swapping in here. I'm going to go for Superpower again. Obviously, it's going to resist that heavily, but I thought, well, I don't have a lot to lose here. I've still got, I've got Trick Room and Destiny Bond if I really need to use it, but I could still get some boost here. It still could be reasonable. I just want to see what sort of set the Mime is. So going for Superpower on Mime again, doing some very good damage there. It's starting to rack up a lot, and I feel like I can take this out in maybe another 2 hits, yeah? So Mime's going to go for Foul Play. Like, oh, that's not a bad move, but obviously with those defensive boosts up there, still all right. So Foul Play is going to land again, and it's a 4-hit KO, so not a bad, not a bad amount of damage there. I'm going to set the Trick Room up again because it has failed. So now I was at the stage thinking, well, if I fail to take out the Mime on the next hit, I could probably go for Destiny Bond. Now, it was going to be pretty close whether I was going to be able to fake the Mime or not. I wasn't really sure, so I'm thinking, what should I do here? Should I go for Superpower and take it out or risk it? Or should I go for Destiny Bond and definitely take out the Mime, So I started to go for Destiny Bond here. Mime's gone for a Zen Headbutt, predicting a swap. So I'm like, okay, I have to go for Superpower now. I've got absolutely no choice. So go for Superpower, and that is going to be the end of the Mr. Mime. And yes, people, if I did mention this earlier on, if you do have any other animal teams you'd like to suggest me, because I know I had a lot of feedback on my last a Jellyfish video. If you got any cool animal teams, I actually really like doing these. They're interesting. Let me know in the comment section if you got any ideas. So we got the Omoloso going for the Ice Shard. That's going to do nothing. I'm way, way too bulky. And now I'm going to be able to get up a Destiny Bond here. So now Abomasnow either has to choose to attack me, or I can go for a Superpower here, which will be, fairly good. That'll do a lot of damage to Abomasnow, right? Now, I have done a lot of the generic teams like Cat and Dog, so if you're interested in those sort of topics, I've already done them probably twice, so I wouldn't be probably touching those sort of ones to Gen 9 unless we get like a bunch of new dog and cat Pokemon. But any other animals there, just have a little quick search, see if I've done them, and if I haven't, leave a comment in the comment section below. I like to go through my comments and read them and stuff like that. But yes, maybe we could do an animal team each week or something like that. I quite like it. So anyway, that's going to be the end of Abomasnow right there. And next Pokemon is going to be Loudred. Don't get to see Loudred very often. And I think I've said this before, but I like how the little attention to detail on Loudred's ears, like the speakers. That looks really, really cool. So Loudred, instead of attacking me, is going to go for Toxic. So I'm guessing they had a very passive set there. Didn't have a lot of, obviously base power or attacking presence behind it. So they've just put a Toxic on me there. Unfortunately, that is going to get one-shotted by Inkay. So Inkay is sweeping through this team at the moment. Like, that's 3 Pokemon down. Unfortunately, my sweep is going to be short-lived because I will faint next turn to the Toxic. Now, next Pokemon to come at it is going to be the Como. So, Como already took prior damage before that, and it's going to go for Iron Defense this turn, knowing that it might be able to get away with it. Now, I was very, very close to go for Topsy-Turvy then, but I thought, I'll just go for Super Power in case, I want to get some extra damage on it. And still did very, very good damage to Como. So I was happy with that. And I was happy with how Inkay went there. So bye-bye Inkay, a solid performance there. Nearly got through 4 Pokemon on it. So next Pokemon is going to be Octillery, obviously being an octopus and that sort of stuff. We got a little bit of Stealth Rock damage. So this is a Thunder Wave, Charge Beam, Double Team Soak set. I've got Max Health and Max Defense, and I've got Sassy Nature. And I've also got the ability Moody and the item Bright Powder. So there's a little bit of scum in there, and it's pretty interesting set to run. So what I wanted to do here is I want to paralyze the opponent to start with, so I can get that guy. And then what I could do, I could either double team or I could soak the opponent turning them into a water type. So after I've turned them into a water type, I could then go for Charge Beam, which will make Charge Beam super effective. And then I could boost my special attack in this stage. Unfortunately with this set, I didn't have any forms of recovery. So it would have been nice to have rest in this. And it was a little bit slow. So unfortunately Como was hitting me very hard. So I didn't really get to, get the Octillery strategy going there. But Octillery did come back in the second battle with a vengeance. Trust me. But we're going to be swapping in Malamar now, which of course is the closest thing to a squid. And I've got this special attacking set, and it's also a Trick Room set. So I've got Trick Room, Nasty Plot, Expanding Force, and Dark Pulse. So the EV speed, as you probably imagine, is Max Health and Max Special Attack, Quiet Nature. I've got the ability as Infiltrator and item as Citrus Berry. So this would be pretty good in Dynamax too. And I've got, if I can get the Dynamax going, I could put the Psychic Ray in the field and then go for Expanding Force, which is very, very powerful. Now, Como almost took me out there with a Body Press. It was doing a lot of damage, and I'm going to go for the Expanding Force and take it out there, which is good. I had to get rid of that thing. It was way, way too dangerous. I'm sort of imagining then if I didn't have Inkay to counter that earlier on, that could have been a much bigger problem. So in comes our Bouffalant there in all its shininess. Oh, I see what there's like a theme team going on here. I wonder if you can guess what it is. That's actually quite a clever one. So I'm going to have a Dynamax Bouffalant here, which is going to be quite interesting. And Bouffalant is going to be fairly bulky and Dynamax, to say the least, right? I'm actually trying to think on the spot here. I was thinking about doing an updated fossil team too, but this time including every single fossil in the team. I have done Pokemon fossil teams in the future, in the past, not the future. But I might do them in the future for Gen 9. You never know, we might get some more. I'm sure we'll get more fossils, but yeah, I was thinking about maybe doing a combination of a BDSP and Sword and Shield battle, but including every single fossil there. So I actually haven't done one video of every single fossil. I don't know, but maybe if you want to say that, let me know. But I have done a couple in the past, but I haven't included every single fossil in one video. So we got this Clobbopus here. It's a pretty interesting set. We've got an Everlight set with Limber as the ability, Pain Split, Power Up Punch, a Bulk Up, and Payback. So this is Max Health and Max Special Defense. And we've got Sassy Nature. It is pretty bulky after a while, but at this stage, what I was thinking is, it's not really meant to Dynamax, but at this stage, I just want to, actually get a couple of, turn the Dynamax and take some hits. So good thing about Clobbopus too, it proves that Australia is real when you look at its face. There's a map of Australia. Look at that, only on PWS channel. So I like how also it almost shows its butt when it goes for an attacking move too. So it went for Max Guard there, and Bouffalant's attack is obviously going to get blocked. Now, I've got 2 Pokemon left here. I thought, well, I can go for a Max Knuckle here. That'll be super effective, and, that'll help me out on my attacking moves here. So, Bouffalant's going to go for a Max Strike. Now, straight away when I seen Max Strike, I knew that was definitely it was a special Bouffalant, because there's no way a physical Bouffalant would do, that little damage, So go for a Max Knuckle here. It's coming out of my butt. I don't know where that fist is coming, and it doesn't do very good damage to Bouffalant. It's a very, very bulky Pokemon, plus I've got no investment in attack at all, but it's definitely going to help me out, later on. So that's going to be the end of Bouffalant's Dynamax there, and what I can do here is I can go for another attacking move being Max Knuckle, and it will hit a lot harder. Will it take it out? Probably not. So Bouffalant's going to have Mud Slaps. It's like, oh, okay, it's definitely a special set. So it's got some sort of normal type move that's, special move. Could be, I don't think it'd be Hyper Beam. It should have hit a little bit harder than that. So maybe it's like, trying to think, Uproar maybe? I don't really know at this stage. So anyway, it's going to go for Mud Slap then, try and drop my accuracy. Now, that didn't mean anything at Dynamax, but it will at this point in the game now that I'm out of Dynamax. So I can go for a power-up punch here and finish off the Disco Bouffalant. So Bouffalan's going to go for another Mud Slap. I think they're just expecting me to miss every single turn and get those 6 Mud Slaps up. I can actually swap out of it, but I thought, well, with all those boosts up in my attack with +2, I may as well just stay in here. I've also got the option to go for Pain Split too, if I get like really, really low on health. But yeah, it's probably not going to be that good because Bouffalant doesn't have a lot of health back itself. So I've got like 3 actually dropped there. Finally, I do land a power punch, and that is going to be the end of Bouffalant there, which is fine. So I've got +3 now. So I'm hitting very, very hard. So bye-bye Bouffalant. This team's actually kind of weak to fighting when you look at it. You know what I'm saying? So next point, that's very weak to fighting. The only one that really resists it is Mr. Mime. So out comes Exploud as the last Pokemon. Now, there was someone I versed the other day on Wycom, right? The Exploud was called Triple Exploud. That was the nickname. It was like XX Ploud. It was actually a pretty fun name. Anyway, so I lived that Boom Burst, which is really cool there due to my extreme bulk on the special side and health and Everlight. I lived it on 17 health, and it's going to take me out in the next turn, but I did very good damage with Power Punch. That was excellent damage. Exploud's going to go for another Boom Burst, and that's the end of Clobbopus. So now I'm down to my very last Pokemon, which is going to be Graplock. So that's going to be our Clobbopus evolution. We got a Drain Punch, Octolock, Bulk Up, and Brutal Swing set with Technician's Ability, Maranga Berry as the item, and I've got Max Special Defense and Max Health. I have run this set before, but I sort of mixed things up with Brutal Swing. Like, I thought I'd give it a nice little boost for the Technician. So Exploud's going to go for its Boom Burst there, doing a significant amount of damage to me there. I want to say I could possibly leave another one there, but since it's on such a low amount of health from my Clobbopus, I can simply take it out with a Drain Punch. And that, my friends, is the very first game with the Octopus and Squid team, or the Cephalopods team. So thank you for the battle, Azasha, and we'll go on to the next battle ride here. So battle number 2, I'll be using exactly the same team. I was thinking about adding some other Pokemon as like Jellyfish. I was like, no, I'll just keep it at 5 Pokemon. This is against Blockhead, and we've got only a 4 Pokemon team here. Must be some sort of theme team or something like that. So first Pokemon is going to be the Cutie Flyers. I was like, okay, this is interesting. This is quite interesting at the start, especially with my Octillery, as you get to see. Also, my voice might sound a little bit hoarse because I don't know, something feels like a little bit wrong in my throat. So it's around the time that colds start to come in, so maybe I'm getting a cold. Hopefully not, because it's really annoying, but yes, well, I guess I'll see you in a couple of days, right? So anyway, we're going to have a Choice Scarf swap to me, which sucks, and it's going to lock me into my move, which is going to be Soak. So Octillery is now locked into Soak. Then I'm thinking to myself here, well, I've got a Choice Scarf. If I go for Dynamax here, I could actually go for Max Lightning, you know what I mean? And that'll be really cool because now that's a water type. So I could get the Electric Tray in the field and hit it very, very hard. Will it take it out in one shot? No, but it should do some really good damage. This thing is trying to set up with Quiver Dance too, so I'd like to get some good damage on it before, it decides to sweep my team, or maybe it could even pass the stats off. I've got no idea what it's going to do at this stage, right? I'm not sure if I really like Octillery Shiny. I think it would look better. I think it would look better like a bright yellow instead of like a bronzy. It's not really a bronze. It looks like a bronzy yellow, right? I don't know. But mate, see, okay, the colorlets on its little, I think it's a tentacle pads or the suction caps and stuff like that. That yellow would look really good. I'm just not like a huge fan of the browny yellow color. It doesn't look too good, in my opinion. Anyway, I'm sure there's someone that really likes shiny Octillery. So anyway, getting that big powerful Max Lightning there, and Moody's going to give me a couple of boosts here. That gave me a special defense rise, and it dropped my attacks. So I was like, okay, that's good. I'm using a special move, so I'm not really using physical attacks at all, so that was a good boost. So here comes the Draining Kiss. Draining Kiss is going to do nothing at all, and that's going to be the end of the Cutie Fly this time, which is great. So I made use of getting out of having that Choice Scarf given to me. The only bad thing is when Dynamax does run out, I will be back to being locked into Soak. So it's like, I guess I'll have to swap them, but I might be able to make use of Octillery with Choice Scarf Charge Beam. That could still work, maybe I could get some good luck with Moody there. That's what I was thinking. Next Pokemon to come out here is going to be the Eternatus. I was like, okay. I can't do a lot of damage to this, really. Like, I can only go for max lightning, and that's it, and I'll be out of my Dynamax. But I may as well throw one more max lightning out of the Eternatus. So Eternatus is going to go for a D-Dance here. Now, I've used a physical Eternatus before, and it is terrible. Because the main reason why it's terrible is because it doesn't get any physical Dragon-type moves that are good apart from Dragon Tail. That's it, Dragon Tail. I'm not even joking. So you have to use Dragon Dance, but you can only use Dragon Tail as your Dragon type stab move, which is negative priority. So it's going to hit hard, but you're not going to go first. So it's really, really bad. And other like stab moves like Cross Poison, like it's just not good. It just doesn't get any good physical moves. So I'm going to swap out here because I'm locked into Ice Soak, but it's going to go for Dragon Tail. So like, okay, I'm going to get a hit pretty hard there and phase out of this battle. Now, this Eternatus actually kept phasing me over and over again. So since Octillery came in, I can only go for Charge Beams. Like, okay, well, I'll just do as much damage here as possible, which is, you know, very, very little damage. And I did get a boost, though, but I was like, well, my boost is probably going to be pretty short-lived because I'm assuming they're going to go for Dragon Tail again. And they did, and it's doing a fair bit of damage to me. So in comes Clobbopus again. Like, it was funny because Clobbopus and Octillery kept getting swapped in over and over and over again. I'm like, man, I can't do a lot of damage to this thing. So with Clobbopus, I couldn't do much. It's not like I could go for Power-Up Punch and those sort of things. So I went for the payback, doing, that was a crit, by the way. Eternatus is pretty bulky. And it just kept using Dragon Tail over and over again. It was actually a pretty good combination against these two Pokemon because I simply couldn't do anything, and I was getting unlucky because I wasn't rolling like Malamar or something like that, which could have gone for Expanding Force. Then it's going to use Giga Impact. It's like, wow, that was pretty crazy, and that's going to be the end of Octillery. So I thought to myself here, well, I can go into Clobbopus. I might be able to go for Pain Split to do some damage to it. That could work, and I could also fill my health up a little bit. So I decided to go for that, and, Eternatus has got a fair bit of health. So I got a good amount of health back there, almost half, and good amount of damage to, the Eternatus. So now Eternatus is going to go for a Giga Impact again, and that is also going to be the end of Clobbopus. But I didn't mind that too much. That was pretty good damage, and now it's in range for me to definitely take out with Malamar, plus the Eternatus is on recharge soon, so there's no way I'm going to take any unnecessary damage. Now, I was thinking to myself here, I could probably take this out, or I could even set up Trick Room, or I might be able to get Nasty Plotter, but I didn't really want to risk getting hit by Giga Impact, because, it's got a lot of base power, and this thing already has +1 attack. So I decided just to get rid of it, because it was too dangerous, But maybe one day Eternatus will get a good physical move by it. Let's be real, I'll probably give it something like Dragon Rush. I mean, Dragon Rush isn't a bad move, but its accuracy is pretty dodgy. Like, Dragon Claw would be alright, but it's still going to be very underwhelming compared to, like, the special attacking set when, Dynamax can. So in comes another, wow, we've had 2 Mr. Mimes in a row. It's not often you get to see that. 1 shiny, 1 normal. It's going to go for the Encore. So that's going to Encore me and trap me into using the Expanding Force, which, of course, is not going to be very effective. So mine's going to take very, very minimal damage. I mean, I can't do anything. I'm locked into that. They obviously want me to swap out. Or want me to swap out there to set up or something like that. So going into Inkay right now. Now, mine is going to go for an Iron Defense. Like, oh, this is 2 battles in a row where the opponent has gone for the Iron Defense. Now, this is actually quite interesting because Inkay versus another Iron Defense Pokemon in the first battle, and the second one, it's versing another one. So it was really, really interesting that I got to have the opportunity to go for Trick Room and Topsy-Turvy against Iron Defense Pokemon, like, especially Mime. You wouldn't see a Mime using Iron Defense too much. So we're going to troll the Mime there, and it's going to give it a -4. So that's going to be very, very handy. I might even be able to start setting it up. Now the Mime's going to go for Copycat and go for Topsy-Turvy. Now, since I didn't have any stats boosted at all, Topsy-Turvy is going to fail. So now I'm like, well, I'll just swap into Malamar right now. Since I'm not encored into anything, I could possibly go for maybe a Nasty Plot. So Mime's going to go for yet another Iron Defense there, and it's going to boost its defense. So now it's got, like, what did it use? It's got -2 now, because it had -4 before. So now what I can do is go for Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse will do a lot more damage, and I can take that out in like 1 to 2 hits. Until the Mime actually ate a berry, that is. So it's going to be eating a Citrus Berry, so that is definitely a 2-hit KO from this range. Now the Mime is going to be able to go for a Copycat, and it's going to be copycatting my Dark Pulse on my Malamar. So I don't really know what this Mime set's about. It's got Iron Defense and it's got Copycat, but I haven't really seen the full extent to the strategy they're trying to actually run there. So I actually got a flinch here, which is pretty cool. But since the Trick Room actually run out, Mime is now going to have the speed advantage, and they're going to be able to spam Dark Pulse against me now, and it's doing all right amounts of damage there. But I do have max health, so I'm able to tank that one like really, really well. So that's going to be the end of the Mime right there. I'm very, very happy about that. And now there's one more Pokemon left, which is Beartic. Okay, Beartic. And this is definitely going to be the Dynamax Pokemon. However, they didn't Dynamax this turn. And they didn't take a lot of damage though. It's like, okay, they're going to go for Bulk Up, so they want to get a boost in their attack. And I was like, well, that kind of tells me that Beartic doesn't have a fighting type move. Otherwise, they would have just gone Dynamax and Max Knuckle, right? That's what I was thinking anyway. So I'm like, okay, well, the next move I'm definitely going to feint. It's going to be a physical Beware. And I'm thinking to myself here, well, I've got Inkay left and I've got Malamar left. Inkay's got superpower, but it doesn't really have any like. It would need to get some boost up to do some damage to Beartic. Like Beartic's going to have a reasonable bulk on the physical side. So now it's going to go for a Max Hailstorm here. It's got +1 attack. I don't know what it's coming off. It could just be Icicle Crash. You know what I mean? And Malamar's going to faint. So I'm like, okay, this is hitting very, very hard. Like, I wonder if I can get this going with my my Inkay or not. You know what I mean? So bye-bye Malamar. And Inkay, wait, no, I've got one more Pokemon. Sorry, I've got Grapplock. That was my mistake. So with Grapplock, I was like, I could go for Drain Punch here, but Drain Punch is going to do very little. And it might be a good idea to actually go for Octolock. So I actually live that attack only just so. And what I can do is I can wrap my tentacles around there and go for Octolock. What that'll do is it'll actually drop its defense and special defense. So I thought that'd be more, that'd be better. I could also stall out a turn of Dynamax there too. So now it's going to go for Max Quake, boosting its special defense. That's not going to matter at all because my Inkay is a pivotal set. And that's also the last turn of Beware's Dynamax. So now Inkay will be versing the Beartic at a just normal stats, so it doesn't have any pluses in defense at all. So in comes Inkay here. I was thinking to myself, I can go for Superpower. I reckon 2 Superpowers will be enough to take out Beartic, but the problem is I don't think I'm going to live 2 turns. So I went for the Trick Room, and of course, yeah, it has Icicle Crash. That's what I thought. Icicle Crash does an enormous amount of damage to me there, almost taking me out. So I'm going to go for Trick Room here. I thought, well, I'm not confident about going for Superpower. The only way for me to actually get, I have to draw the battle. That's all I can do. So I'm going to go for a Destiny Bond here. Destiny Bond will take out the Beartic, and obviously I'll get taken out by Icicle Crash. So I hope it doesn't miss, and it didn't miss because they went for Body Press. Like, that explains why they had Bulk Up. So that's going to be the end of the Inkay, and it's also going to be the end of the Beware too. So I'll Bulk Up Body Press set. Interesting. I ended up losing that battle because my Pokemon fainted first, but still a really cool battle, and I hope you enjoyed both the battles for the Squid and Octopus team. Peace out, people.